Zoom is now making 192 million a quarter. They were only doing 188 million a quarter, 3 quarters ago. So within 3 quarters, you go from turning your revenue into your profit, and you're still going to continue growing. And so this is the type of trajectory, to me, that justifies that insane price sales multiple. And actually, yeah, this is an interesting thing to take too. I mean, Zoom has gone from, let's just look at operating margin, to one of the most profitable companies of all time here, 24%, 28%. Like, they went from basically being break even around here to all of a sudden, as the pandemic hits, the margins of this company, the profitability per dollar of revenue for Zoom, went from being average sort of SaaS software company to literally best in the world. I mean, let's flex some of these hypercharts muscles here and go to compare mode, and I'll show you. We can add Zoom here. Who should we compare to Zoom? Maybe like Apple. Like, who are some of the most profitable companies in the world? Zoom. And so we go to operating income, operating margin. So this is a really cool chart. So as you can see, like, Apple, that red line there, Facebook, that yellow line there. These are some of the most profitable big tech companies in the world before Zoom was here at that 0% operating margin line. And all of a sudden, as the pandemic hits, we've seen their profitability per dollar of revenue hit right in between the sweet spot of the stratosphere of Apple and Facebook. So this is, to me, the data of why when I say, you got to think ahead, look at the future. If you were looking at the past financials, you'd be like, Zoom's not that profitable, but you got to think about it. If we're getting all these incremental users, costs are staying fixed, all this incremental revenue, profit, cash flow starts dropping right to the bottom line. And we have seen Zoom go from one of the most, break-even companies of all time to literally one of the most profitable companies of all time. And so let's dive into that right now so I can really show you the cash flow on Zoom. I don't know if we have the cash flow chart here, but the cash flow has been incredible. Actually, yeah, let's do this revenue growth here. So Zoom was growing extremely quickly heading into the pandemic, but kind of this SaaS trend, like it's slowing down growth. But you have to keep in mind, this is still like a 78%, 84% company. So Zoom was already, top of the class, top 10% fast-growing SaaS companies in the world. It already had an insane price sales multiple, I think, of like 10x before then. But now this revenue growth is accelerated here for the past 2 quarters, 366%, 355%. So I mean, we'll see how much this keeps up, but that's the huge growth there. And then in terms of market capitalization, this is the average market capitalization over the quarter, so it's sort of smoothed out. But as you can see, Zoom goes from being a $20 billion company to now like a $90 billion company, quadrupling in market value, outstanding share count. And so that is what it is with the hypercharts there. And here's the operating expenses. I do think it's interesting to note that Zoom, as much as yes, they're growing quickly and they're going to spend way more to deal with all that growth. New users, they got to hire all these people to code all these new features, encryption. So they are, ramping up spending massively, like in every single category. Look at their general administrative, booming. You look at sales and marketing. They're even, I guess, still doing more sales and marketing, booming. They're doing R&D spending, huge growth in that for new features. So all of Zoom's spending is skyrocketing when you look at their expenses, yet it's still not even keeping up with revenue growth. As you can see, their operating expense growth did accelerate here, 108%, 144%, 137%, but nowhere near the 300+% acceleration in revenue growth. And so this is that lever that Zoom is turning here, where all of a sudden they can't even spend money fast enough as much as it's coming in.